Welcome to the 45th weekly Let's Play 2 tournament. I will be on solo commentary today, and without further ado, let's go ahead and... well, one, remember it's Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. But second of all, go over the rules real quick, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. And give people who are showing up last minute a bit more time to show up. Alright, so, right off the bat, rule number 1, Kiryu is banned. I want to see any funny arrows flying across the screen and ruining Setsuna's day, okay? Lee and Zantetsu's JC glitch is banned. Basically, this allows them to indefinitely cancel their JA into itself, and that leads to a ton of really broken combos, mix-ups, literally a block infinite in Zan's case. It's just not good. So that's getting the boot. Inserting coins after the round starts is banned. This is because every time you do that, the game will drop a frame, and that'll obviously screw up a lot of combos. Loops are limited to 2 repetitions per combo. If you don't know what this means, don't worry about it. It's pretty hard to break this on accident unless you play specifically Akari, in which case just know that you can only do 4B twice in the air. Or against someone in the air, I should say. Okade's J2 through 6 cancels, and Speed Lee or Speed Zan air chains are limited to 2 uses per combo. This is mostly just to keep them in line with the above rule, because otherwise they would technically be able to jump like 4 or 5 times in a combo. Moriya's teleport is limited to 1 use per combo. This is also more so to keep him in line with the above rule, but also there's just some really broken stuff he can actually do if he has 2 teleports, so... As long as you don't combo into anything after teleporting, though, you can still end a combo with it after like an OTG or something. Because that gives you... that's a pretty huge part of the character. Also, friendly reminder that we're playing on AES, so please make sure to set your BIOS. And the reason for that is so that we can ban Village, better known as Crimson, Flames, Shrine, better known as Hellgate or the Void Stage, and Graveyard. These stages are all known for causing quite a bit of slowdown, and it's just generally detrimental to try and deal with that. The format is best of 3 rounds per game, 10% to normal, all handicaps at their default values, and all meters unmasked. Basically, don't mess with any settings besides the stage selection, and you will be set. Matches are best of 3 until finals, then winners, losers, and grand finals are all best of 5. Yada yada, more formalities. You guys don't really need to worry about that at this point. So yeah. Also, remember that once you start your game, F3, otherwise you'll desync. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and process the check-ins, shuffle the brackets. We can get this underway. Alright, and with that, we have officially begun. Here's today's bracket. Up first, we have Samo and myself. I'd say I probably should have checked out if I was going to be on solo commentary, but too late now. I'm just going to set this up real quick, and then we can get started. Also, someone pinged me. I can't commentate while I play, because then I gotta turn off push to talk, and then you'll hear a bunch of dumb background noise. Because I have doggos. Besides, you'd probably honestly prefer the silence if I had to commentate while playing. Alright. Where is Samo? Also, I gotta double check if I have my settings correct. Oh, I don't. I'm a hypocrite. Alright. Alright, looks like everything's in order. Oh, Kotetsu! Yeah, turns out Kotetsu's so broken, Sheehan just gives him the boot. Bans him preemptively. "16 mix-ups. Guessed wrong every single time. I don't know how Samo does this." Play lame, win games. I should stop giving him ideas. She can actually play pretty defensively in Smash if he wants to. Alright, good games. Sorry for the quiet match on stream again. Yeah, that matchup tends to be kinda slow, but neither of those characters really want to approach each other. Which you'd think Shigen would, because he's a grappler, but he'd much rather just abuse his active buttons usually, because the main reason why Moria's rushdown is so threatening is because of teleport, and if you have a really active button that leads to good damage, like Shigen 4A, you can just do some really crazy stuff. Anyways, up next we have Lightspeed Lucas versus Arduino Infinito. Please go play your match. Hands are still shaking. Samo is no cakewalk at all. Just waiting for Ardon and Lucas to get in game here. Is the stream quality doing alright right now? Praying to the firewall gods. Unfortunately, they're not very merciful. Yeah, the FPS was jittery because of rollback. I have delay fixed to 3 just to try making the streaming a little bit more consistent. And just so happens that Samo and I have about a 4-frame connection to each other. The ping says otherwise, but he's on Wi-Fi, so sometimes it can be a little jittery. Seems like Ardon and Lucas are having a few connection issues here. Alright, looks like they're in. And black screen. Oh, they crashed. This is why we can't have nice things. Fightcade can't run Last Blade 2 with 100% consistency. Literally unusable. Alright, they traded ports. Let's see if that does anything. Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, I might have to try connecting to them and see if this is just between the two of them. Because if so, I gotta go flip a coin. And that's certainly a disappointing way to start the tournament. Oh, one of them was on MVS. Guys. Come on. Alright. There we go. Okay, so we've got Kaide Juzo. Traditionally this is a pretty solid matchup for Kaide. He's got some really strong zoning tools, which grapplers obviously hate. He can trade pretty well with... He can trade surprisingly well with a lot of Juzo's buttons, although it's still favorable to Juzo. It puts Kaide in a pretty good spot. And Kaide has a lot of shenanigans against big bodies thanks to his Air Fireball, which cancels off JC, giving him an instant overhead in these matchups. Which is absolutely terrifying. The biggest problem is that Juzo's got really huge damage, and it's difficult for Kaide to contest JB specifically when he's on the ground. Kaide's got some good air-to-airs to fight JB, but even then, they're still slightly in Juzo's favor. Ooh, good deflect from Ardon right there. Getting that air throw. No tech from Lucas, allowing Ardon to secure this with an SDM. Just a sliver of life left on Lucas. Throwing out a super, and Ardon punishing with a dash-in. Taking round 1. Alright, Lucas winning that tech chase, getting a jump in. Super confirm. Doing a little under 50%. Juzo's got a high health pool, so it's going to take a few more hits for Kaide to beat him to normal. Alright, Lucas playing a lot more defensively here. Baits the DM, gets the command grab, and this should be good. Nope, doesn't go for super. But closes it with an air-to-air anyways. Yeah, Kaide J is nasty in this matchup. Juzo has very few tools to actually beat that. So once Juzo's in kill range for a JA, it's kind of lights out. Lucas has been very consistent with these DPs here. Juzo, if he does JB high enough, it usually does beat Kaide DP. But if Kaide DP's early, yeah, Juzo just kind of just gets smothered. Like I said, not a good matchup for Juzo at all. Alright, Lucas gained that JB from the tech chase. Ardon with Wake Up 2C. That's a 2-frame startup normal. So it gets out of a lot of things, and most of Kaide's kit is minus on switch guard. Alright, 6B out of pressure. Interesting decision. It seems to work out. Lucas laying down these 4As. You can just mash switch guard and, yeah, do that. Ooh, Ardon trying the deflect bait, not getting it. Lucas failing the punish. Both are on even footing, but Lucas whiffing a super, allowing Ardon to potentially close the game, but he misinputs 6-3 instead of 2-3-6. That, however, is going to let Ardon take it. Alright, Lucas air attacking a JB again. It's really difficult for Juzo to actually tech chase Kaide, because he's got JB, he's got JC, which is disjointed enough to beat all of Juzo's anti-airs once he spaces 5B. Air Fireball is really difficult for Juzo to deal with. Ooh, that was an interesting interaction there. Alright, cross-up hit. Here's the anti-air. That's unsafe, allowing Ardon to get a super punish, but he drops it! Lucas laying the full B&B. Gets the tech chase. And baits the throw! Ardon on his last shred of life, but he is in desperation now, and Juzo is one of the scariest characters to be up against in desperation, because he can just keep throwing out this command grab. It's going to do 50% every single time it lands. Assuming you get the sweet spot at least. Alright, Ardon throwing out these JBs. Tries to armor through, but the DP doing just enough damage to let Lucas move on to the next round. What a set. Alright. Losers isn't lined up yet, so let's go ahead and watch winners round 2 first. Which would be Mifune versus myself. I apologize again for the solo commentary. AKA none. Alright. Where is he? There he is. Alright, and it works. I don't know yet, Ali. This should be interesting. What's the counterpick? Washizuka. Actually, I haven't fought as Washizuka outside of Flames. This should be interesting. Do I dare counterpick? Nah. Good games, my dude. That Washizuka's clean. Thought for sure you would overcommit to that rollback, okay? I think that's literally the first time I've seen someone not fall for that. Roll back into the corner 5 times, then neutral wake up super. Be surprised how many people that hits. I'm married, so I'm committed enough already. Lucas and Ardon still haven't reported their scores. I don't remember who won. I think it was Lucas. Yeah, it was Lucas. You guys gotta report your scores! Alright. Up next, we have Gainesburg versus the Lightspeed Lucas. I say the, because we have way too many people that use that in their tags. I'm not sure if they realize that they're up. I'm gonna ping in Fightcade. Alright. Here we go. Maybe. Maybe not. That would be a not. Here they are again. Hopefully they're both on AES. Alright, they're in. Kaide Zantetsu. Alright, this is... There's no sugarcoating it. This is a horrible matchup for Kaide. Kaide can't even... Kaide's jabs are really slow, so he can't punish a lot of Zantetsu's Oki even if he guesses right. Zan's got really high damage on everything. His disjoints are positioned in ways that contest a lot of Kaide's best pokes. Because Kaide's got hurtbox extension and everything despite having a gigantic sword. A lot of combos seem to fall a bit more often on Zant, but that's not going to. Lucas playing very aggressively. Not normally something Kaide wants to do, which is what it's about to get onto. The fact of the matter is, Kaide has to play really aggressively or commit to Air Fireball. And Air Fireball is incredibly punishable, especially considering that Zan's got Dash Slice, he's got Kunais, and it all leads to damage. Alright, good deflect from Lucas right there. Making a lot of hard reads, making it work. Good punish on that dive kick. And his fastest option actually is his DP. It's 3-frame startup as opposed to his 4A, which is 4-frame startup. Speaking of, Lucas landing one, but drops the combo, allowing Gainesburg to punish with a throw. Lands the meaty power BC. And lands the same side slash. It's a surprisingly decent fake cross-up if you delay the command run. Because people try to react to it and block the wrong way. Speaking of cross-ups, Luke's with the cross-up JC into full B&B. Putting Gainesburg into desperation, and this could kill. Drops the Ender! Gainesburg has a chance to come back. Flips the super, tries to jump in, but a little too late on his Oki, allowing Lucas to take it with a wake-up DP. Once again, that's not invincible, just very fast. Alright, no counter picks. Alright, jumps over the air fireball, baits the deflect instead of punishing directly. Another jump in JA. That really doesn't work in this matchup. One of the big boons Kade has is that Zantetsu's works incredibly well against Zantetsu's main jump-ins. Because it's also tall enough that it catches dive kicks, so Zan doesn't really have any way to adjust when he lands. And all of his jumping normals lose directly to DP. He has ways to bait it still, but he can't jump in recklessly. He's got to approach from the ground, which is not that hard, but it is still something to watch out for. Lucas laying down this JC pressure, gets another opening. Gets the tech chase, very nice, very nice. Gainesburg the cross-up into dive kick. The Ender whiffs, unfortunately. Guard canceling out, going for the easy confirm. Probably wasn't confident in the timing of when Lucas would actually hit him. Alright, invisibility's up. Goes for a risky DM, doesn't get it, but he's still safe. Ooh, that could have been it! Just mashing deflect, and Lucas having none of it. Lucas takes the set. Alright. So that means up next we have Losers Round 1. Which up first is going to be Gainesburg versus Samo. Oh yeah, Kaido's SEM confirm is really weird. All of the difficulty comes from the input. Well, I mean, obviously, but, like, the motion. Yeah, no. You don't wanna actively seek out desperation. If you have routes to keep the opponent out of desperation, do that. Like, if you give up an OTG to get better Oki and avoid putting the opponent into desperation, that's worthwhile. But any strategy that requires you to go into desperation is inherently flawed. Anyways, they're actually in game pretty quickly here. We have Gainesburg on Makuro and Samo on Zantetsu. This matchup ends infamously quickly every time we see it, because both these characters have a ton of very strong rushdown tools and a ton of great damage output. Gainesburg whiffing that throw, that's going to let Zan get a full combo, goes for the dive kick, that's unsafe, Gainesburg punishing accordingly. And one last slash is going to let Samo take the round. Yeah, both these characters are just laser focused into rushdown. Zan has a few tools to play defensively, but Makuro doesn't really care about most of them. He just throws out JB and catches basically everything except, yeah, that. It'll catch dash It'll catch Dash Slice, it'll catch Kunai's, it'll catch a lot of Zan's makeshift anti-air buttons. So it's just better for both of them to play aggressively. And they're both very good at it, so you get situations like this. Alright, once again, the match refusing to take longer than 30 seconds. I got scared for a second there. Alright. So I'm gonna take this game 1. Alright, 6C, solid hit. Anti-air dash slice, that does beat JA. I don't know why Gainesburg is throwing out JA so much, honestly. It doesn't really accomplish much in this matchup. It is Makuro's only disjointed air to ground, but you don't really need that against Zan. The only thing that's gonna matter against is dash slice, but because of the dead zone on Makuro JA, it's a moot point since Zan will just cross you up anyways and hit you on that side. So hitting her box extension is not really the main concern there. Speaking of, Samo landing all of these cross-ups, getting the stun. Does he land the combo? Yes, he does! Samo taking it 2-0 with a perfect. Armande, no, even with Okina, that's not viable, dude. Because push comes to shove, the opponent can always just decide not to put you in desperation. Especially if you play a really low health character like Okina, because they're not really giving up a kill sequence for it. Like, the best you can do is try to force trades, and Okina's really bad at that in particular. Yeah, no. Samo and Gainesburg just play lame all day. That's it. They just refuse to approach each other. They gotta stop running the clock so often. It's not how you play those it's not how you play this game. You don't run the clock ever. Oh yeah, I didn't actually announce the next match. Myself versus Ardon is up next. So I'm just setting that up. But yeah, anyways, any strategy that requires you to go into desperation is just flawed. Having good ways to abuse desperation is very helpful because it forces characters to potentially give up otherwise would-be kill sequences. Because if you get out of the kill sequence, you're a threat. But if it gets to the point that they can always just give up their kill sequence and hit you in extra time. Most characters can get away with that, and a lot still do literally 50%. At that point, you're never in desperation before you're dead. Not to mention, again, just being on the brink of death in the first place is not somewhere you want to be. I don't think we've been to Battlefield yet. I like to showcase as many stages as possible. Because they're very pretty. We take those. See that rollback? I don't know what that was, but I kept lively, so I'm not complaining. Alright, good games, man. Don't know what happened to the connection at the end there. That's a shame. I don't know how a 5B rolls back into Power BC. That was weird. And considering how quickly Moria moves across the screen, I'm a little worried that I might have taken that because he had a lot of false positives on his tells. But whatever the case, we're almost in the finals here. Just one more match, which is between the Samo Camo and myself. Which means, quiet stream, I guess. Moment of silence for, I don't know. I was about to reference Easter, but I think it's, I think it's the day he was reborn, not deaded. Can't talk about it directly, otherwise the Twitch police will come. It's not worth it for a throwaway joke. Alright. I was gonna do it, but he went saying. Three guesses. I guessed wrong on all of them. Man, I know kunais are reactable in this matchup. Should've been more confident in that. Wasn't a drop, I just straight up didn't confirm into it. Didn't even bother trying. Well, goddamn! Alright, Samo's moving on to losers finals. Good games. Should probably change the scene before updating the board. Anyways. So yeah, from here on out, we are officially in top 3. Which means all matches from here on out are going to be best of 5. First up in winners finals, we have Mifune versus Lightspeed Lucas. Just gotta wait for them to get in game here. Good news is, we're gonna have commentary through all of top 3. Hopefully they're not having firewall shenanigans. That would suck. There they are. Alright, and here we go. Never mind. This free service is not working. I want all of my $0 back, please. God. Can't have anything these days. Oh, they're in. And they switch ports. And I gotta push the button. Alright. Kagami Shigen. Speed Shigen, no less. Normally we see a lot of EX Shigen, but Speed Shigen's got a lot of things going for him. Mainly, he's got 10% extra health rather than roughly 20% less. This matchup in general is usually pretty good for Kagami, just because he's got so many ways to abuse Shigen's big body, and also there's nothing really forcing Kagami to stay on the ground. So Shigen's gonna have a really hard time confirming his command grabs and stuff, or his B&B, which Lucas is landing right here beautifully. Trying an anti-air, but again, That's really inconsistent this matchup because of Kagami's JB, which covers such a massive portion of the screen. And it's also just committal to throw out, because nothing's really forcing Kagami to go into the air either. His ground game is incredible thanks to 2C, his stick throws. Yeah, mostly that. Seen his stick throws. 2C is a great button though. Pretty much single-handedly defines the character. 2C and dive kick. Alright, Lucas just throwing out these anti-airs non-stop. Mifune punching accordingly. Some more 4Bs. Very underrated normal in Speed and EX. It comes out super fast, but still has armor, so you can just kind of throw it out. If the opponent's watching for it, then you can get punished. But if they're throwing out preemptive pokes or rushing or trying to rush you down or whatever, pretty much just stops all of that. It gives you a knockdown for your trouble, which, I mean, it's Shigen, so even a knockdown is not advised. Alright, good cross up from Lucas right there. Getting a full combo. Mifune with a dash up 2C. Doesn't seem to have the one frame down, and Power struggles to get much damage off his 2C starters without it, so yeah, he's usually limited to tick throws, and that one was spaced a little too far away, so Shigen didn't get hit. Alright, Lucas taking game 1. Mifune counterpicking. I don't know if I would call Lee a better matchup, but then again, I'm not too knowledgeable about Shigen in general. The main thing is just that Shigen actually has a lot of ways to contest dodge. His 4A is super active, and in speed it's got empty cancels that lead to good damage. Command grab obviously beats it and leads to a ton of damage. Lee can't really abuse JC too much because Shigen's anti-air actually works in this matchup really well. And even if so, Lee's JC actually trades poorly with a lot of Shigen's jumping normals. If not, just straight up loses to it. Lucas, though, still putting Mifune in the blender. Trying to close it out with an armored 4B, but Mifune actually managed to beat it out somehow. I'm not entirely sure how the interaction panned out. Alright, throwing some claws. Mifune dodging through. Making good use of that dodge there. You have to use it pretty intelligently in this matchup. So again, Shigen's got a lot of ways to cover it, and they hurt. Alright, Mifune is now in desperation. Goes for a deflect, allowing Lucas to get a chain grab, and he does the whole thing. Every single hit of that chain grab is 50-50. Because the opponent can just tech one of them at a time. Don't ask me how they made a Rekka command grab, but SNK did it. And it's cool. Alright, Mifune has to win 3 matches with Speed Washizuka now. Alright, gets the stagger, confirms off of it. Gets a low off that cross-up. Just finally finding an opening, but it's not quite enough. Mifune could kill here, and there it is. Both of them just trying to poke each other out. Lucas with a deflect. Mifune laying down some very nice stagger pressure here. That's really the main draw of Washi. He's got really viable strike throw pressure because he's got so many gigantic disjoints that lead to damage at their max range. And his dash is pretty solid too, so he can actually get some tick throws and stuff. And some viable frame traps. Especially against a character like Shigen who's got slow buttons across the board. And oh my god, that throw! Lucas put himself on set point. Round start armored claw, I like it, I like it. Mifune finding an opening. Throwing out these 5As. Incredibly disjointed normal. Paint such a massive portion of the screen and can be cancelled to get some decent damage off it. Cancels off the 4A into a combo. Lands the link for a hit confirm. Mifune going nuts here, but now recognizes his life lead and tries to take advantage of it, baiting a full screen Fandango. And closing it with an attempted chip out that ended up hitting. Putting a game on the board. Alright, that 2B connects, doing a solid 25%. OTG throw, what's the mix? A low! Yeah, that mix wasn't for Shigen. The mix was against Shigen. OTG throw is kind of risky. Even though it's fully invincible, a lot of characters just straight up get a 50-50 afterwards. But it does a very nice chunk of damage, so it's definitely worth going for still. Alright, 2C and baits a jump with the flash kick. Lucas just trying to hang out in the air, Mifune having none of it. Garnering a very solid life lead. Opting to sit on it, but finds an opening to start laying down some pressure. Starts playing a little aggressively again, doesn't want to get in the corner, but Lucas pushing him there regardless. A little too early on that command grab. Mifune trying some cheeky oki, but looks like he might have dropped it. Full screen Fandango, Mifune punishing with throw. He could have killed there, but you know, you panic, you do your fast button, and throws happen to have 0 frame startup in this game. A little too far away for that confirm. Mifune escapes with only 15% damage, but Lucas finding another opening. Just above 50%. Alright, Mifune's turn. Gets the hit, but fails to confirm off of it. Laying down some safe pressure and baits Shigen into pushing a bad button. Trying some air deflects here. They're not panning out. Might want to try opting for some air dares instead, but as he does so, Lucas with the ground deflect. Unfortunately, doesn't really convert to anything. Mifune has the hit. This could be death. There it is! Mifune evening up the scores. No counterpick from Lucas. This game decides it. Alright, very early jumping from Mifune, already getting a sizable life lead, but Lucas opting to take it right back. Alright, Mifune winning the mix. Just throwing out these one-frame jumping normals. J is a very strong button. Disjointed, comes out really fast, and launches at a really good angle for Shigen to capitalize on if landed as an air-to-air. Not great as an air-to-ground, but it can serve some utility as shown there. Alright, and Lucas taking it with an Armored Claw. Now on set point, and has a bar of meter. Mifune with round start 2 and 4 to get his own bar. Both are now able to freely guard cancel. Or convert their deflex into Fandango. Which is very important for speed characters. Keeping that bar is what makes really one of the big selling points of speed. Because you can just do this, yeah. I mean, he dropped it, but it still worked out, so you get the point. Anti-air deflect is absolutely terrifying if speed character has speed, no matter who they are. Except Okaide. But he's not here. Alright, another B from Lucas right there, and Mifune with the wake up 2-on-4. Actually, didn't know that Washi had an option to threaten there. Thought mid-screen OTG throw is just completely safe in this matchup. Shigen still got a block. Alright, both are on tournament points. Mifune opting to slow down the match a little bit, finds an opening, lays down some fairly risky pressure. Alright, gets the confirm. No OTG, opts for better Oki, leaving himself safe as a result. Once again, safety is the name of the game at this point. Wachi's got some very big disjointed buttons, Shigen's got damage, but that full screen Fandango is going to let Mifune throw. And that J is going to take it. Alright, Mifune moving on to Grand Final, securing himself second place at worst. And now Lucas has to go into Losers Finals and face off against the Samo Camo. Please go play your match. Alright, throw it in. Yeah, Washi's not a bad pick, my dude. Very solid character. Has a decent matchup spread against the top tiers, too. Alright, Zantetsu Kaide. Again, traditionally not a very good matchup for Kaide, but maybe Lucas knows something I don't. Turn out 2B, not nearly as good as it looks. The hitbox is absolutely terrible on that thing, and it leads to nothing no matter what the context is. So it's probably misinput. Might have wanted it a DP. Alright, wake up command grab. Samo getting a little too close for comfort. Throwing out these anti-air supers, but Samo is having none of that. It's a great anti-air, but it's also a very infamous one, so everyone starts out cautious of it. Alright, lands the anti-air slash, gets some kunais, does it again. He still has invisibility. That must have been his input, allowing Lucas to get a DP. Slash has dashing slash has a ton of really bad command overlap with invisibility, so stuff like that sometimes happens, unfortunately. Nonetheless, Samo taking that game, and now Lucas is kind of picking Shigen. Probably a much better matchup, though still not good for Shigen at all. Yeah, most of his streams are just unsafe because Zan's got a 2-frame button, and Shigen's big body is, again, a really significant weakness in this game. I don't know how significant it is against Zan if he doesn't have JAC, but it's still going to be really rough for Shigen just not having a fast button to throw out against Dashing Slice. But that 2B mix-up is going to let Lucas pull some real crazy shenanigans. Samo playing safe, throws out a DM. Unfortunately, not quite as active as it looks. There is a gap between the 2 hits. Ground start B-Claw. Samo fishing for some anti-airs. The Dash Slice is not great against Shigen, because Shigen's JC is fully disjointed and a cross-up normal. So it's really difficult for Zantetsu to get a clean hit against it. Also, very nice stun. Good awareness from Samo to actually recognize that the slash would have stunned rather than follow up with kunai. Going for the easy route. Makes sense. You're still killing Shigen in 3 hits either way with Zan, so no reason to do one frame. It's the anti-air. Just a little too reliant on that JA. Getting called out for it, but nonetheless, still manages to catch Samo with a wake-up jab. And the Fandango is going to let Samo take it. He probably wanted to deflect there first. If you want Fandango off deflect, usually you have to buffer it. So if the deflect doesn't come out, the Fandango will instead later. Which can be really dangerous. Already a stun! Samo potentially taking this, but drops to confirm. Still landing the next mix and taking this round with a perfect. Which doesn't even have meter to work with. Alright, next hit could stun. Gets the anti-air. Stalls invisibility. That looked intentional. Unfortunately, Lucas still managing to get a clean hit, and the meaty command grab. Samo taking out. Alright, a good air there. Goes for another chain grab, doesn't get it. A little too early. Raw Fandango, really, really hard read. Not a risk you should be taking. Samo taking full advantage of it to move on to Grand Finals. Alright. Speaking of, we now have Mifune versus Samo Camo, with Samo and losers. Because this tournament is double elimination, Samo's going to have to win 2 sets, whereas Mifune only has to win 1. Let's see how this goes. Oh wow, they're already in. And they've already started playing before I got here. Alright, Zantetsu Washizuka. Not a horrible matchup for Washi. He's got a ton of really big disjointed buttons. His jabs aren't too slow, so he can get out of Zan's pressure and punish dash slice if fuzzy guarded. There's the overhead, Samo mashing out. Mifune is in desperation here, but Speed has a really hard time catching out their meter. And Samo's going to actually kill with that air throw. Moving on to round 2. Round starts slash, pans out in Samo's favor. Getting the guard cancel, drops it unfortunately. If he lands that confirm, it just builds him the bar back that he just spent on the guard cancel. It's really crazy. This character's messed up, man. Alright, gets the stun, and merely a JB to close it. Samo taking game 1 in pretty convincing fashion. Alright, no counter pick from Mifune. That was actually a good trade from Mifune. Unfortunately, he's still not quite got life lead. Simulating down this jump pressure, gets the fake cross up. Mifune opened up. Now in stun range. Samo dropping the confirm, letting Mifune respond with a super confirm of his own. That's not quite going to kill. Samo can't chip out with kunais though, so Mifune has to be really careful. Has to really press his advantage. And unfortunately, that deflect is not going to pan out, letting Samo punish and take the round. Alright, good air there. Lands the MP up low. And a cross-up! Beautiful reset. Mifune getting the knockdown. Laying down in 2C. Opts not to push anything after to leave himself safe. That was a good call, as we saw right there. Samo tech chasing with some pretty basic stuff. Seems to be working out nonetheless. And that punish is going to be big! Yeah, he might have been a little too far away to confirm super, actually. Oh, wow! And Samo with the instant dash slice to get a cross-up. Dirty! I love it! So yeah, there's actually a bug with Zantetsu's command run. If you do the right input, I don't remember what it is. I think it's 46421 X. You can just do an instant dash slice, and it comes out in like 8 frames. But it can still cross up if you're at point blank. So in the corner like that, it can be some really nasty. It can be a really nasty shenanigan to get out of the corner. Or deal with someone that's in the corner. Because if they push a button, you're still on the other side of them already. So they're just going to whiff and immediately get hit with the slash. Throwing down these kunais, trying to get life lead back. Mifune not letting it up, though. 20 more seconds. Simulating that instant dash slice again. Mifune laying down some really risky pressure. Samo not having any of it. Just looking like a bracket reset. Zantetsu's got a bar of meter, so blocking literally is a win con for him right now. In theory, he could just guard cancel and just keep replenishing his meter. Alright, lands the B&B. Unfortunately, screws up the input on his command run, allowing Mifune to respond with a super punish, putting Zan in the corner instead. Samo finds a way out. Mifune's down in the corner, finds his way out. Playing a bit of leapfrog here. Scores are relatively even. Samo lands a stray kunai, giving himself life lead. Mifune has to find a way in, and he does. Samo's now in desperation, can now threaten command grab. Mifune's gonna have to watch for that. Because that makes a lot of Zantetsu's mix-ups a lot scarier than you'd think at first glance. Like right there, yeah, Mifune had to jump out. There was nothing he could have... If he stayed down, he would have eaten a 4-way mix. So it was better to just treat it as like a strike throw instead. Oh, wow, Samo resetting the bracket already. Alright. Alright. We've got story sound. Mifune is not messing around anymore. Kind of picking Lee. Gets the anti-air 5B, very nice. Oh, speedily, I didn't notice. There's the stance A, doesn't really do anything with it. It is special cancelable, so you can do some cool stuff with it. Generally, I wouldn't advise throwing it out very often in this matchup, though. Dan has a lot of ways to threaten it. Or punish it, I should say. Alright, another B&B. Mifune is now in desperation. Speed has a really rough time taking advantage of that. And Samo going to take it with a jump cancel to anti-air. That anti-air slash is pretty nasty if you know how to abuse it, because if you empty cancel a jump cancel off it, you can just get JA air throw pretty much any time. Apparently often like Korea, they've gotten to the point where they're consistently Tiger Kneeing kunais off it, which is really crazy. Because that makes it somewhat safe on block, even. Alright, Samo laying down a bit of chip, putting Mifune in desperation. Mifune trying to abuse this dodge here. Gets the deflect, opts for the reset instead of the Fandango. Lands it, but unfortunately drops the combo. Throwing out these 3Cs, that's a very strong sweep. Comes out frame 5. Alright, landed again. 2 frame low. He's not gonna have time to finish this now, though. Quite unfortunate. Alright. Back to the background music. Alright, that cross-up automatically lets Lee go for 5B. That's, honestly, I would argue, Lee's biggest strength in this matchup. Because dodge just straight up beats Slash. If Zan tries to go same side, the dodge will still be invincible, and if he tries to cross up, Lee just gets 5B, like shown right there. And then Lee actually gets a combo off that. Alright, Mifune just throwing out these pokes. Playing Lee a bit more defensively than you would traditionally. But he's definitely got the tools to do it. Alright, gets that stance B, and an empty up throw. Taking a round off Zan. That whiff 2C is gonna hurt. Samo with the awareness to get that whiff punish rather than go for another 2C. Anti-air 5A, fully disjointed, very fast normal. Just generally a godlike button, very underrated. Alright, Mifune with the B&B. Drops the OTG. Maybe that was a bait. Alright, that was unsafe. Samo punishing with a full combo. Ooh, that deflect was rough, but Mifune dropping his own punish. And landing another. Alright, Mifune takes a game. Alright, anti-air 3C. Interesting decision, but it pans out. He drops to confirm that 5B link is a little rough at times. Air JA. Not sure if I agree with that, but does still get a hit. Close to complete loss. Alright, Samo laying down some stagger pressure here, and gets the anti-air slice. What was that accent? Alright, 5C to teleport, definitely a misinput. But Mifune failing to contest it. Which is understandable. The recovery of Zantetsu's invisibility install is actually fully invincible. So if you're too late, you can end up just whiffing a button and giving Zan a full combo. And Zan being Zan, you do not want to give him a full combo. Because that means you're in a kill sequence off a, like, 10-way mix. It's just nasty. Alright, and trades with the slash, allowing Samo to take the round. Put himself on tournament point, actually. No counter pick from Mifune. He's got to win 2 games with Lee. See if he can turn this around. Alright, goes for the C follow-up. Samo blocks it low. If you buff for the follow-ups out of Lee's dodge, you can actually fuzzy guard them. So you're going to want to try and... If you're close enough to use the C version, you're usually going to actually want to delay the Sans B, because the overhead is actually faster than the low, so... if you delay that, it's a true 50-50. They hit on the same frame. Alright, Samo throwing out these 5As. Very, very difficult normal to contest. Almost no time to switch guard it. And I think it's actually plus if you don't switch guard it at all. Could be wrong on that. But either way, you're not contesting it immediately after. You can just push it again if you don't switch guard. Alright, lands the 3C, gets the mix-up, and... OTG, full combo. And the tick throw is going to let him take it. Mifune evening up the score. Potentially dethroning Samo. See if he can knock him off his 20-game win streak. Or 20-tournament win streak, I should say. Alright, Samo with the cross-up. Seems pretty determined to keep his place. Opts to cancel 5C in the command grab. Not sure what he's trying to do there. I'd assume it's a miss input. Maybe 5C actually lifts faster if you just cancel into command grab. Alright, good punish, but unfortunately drops the combo. Gets the instant dash slice. Ooh, and tries to jump out, but that hitbox is actually gigantic. Lee's half-circle back A or B is just an absolutely monstrous tool if the opponent's in chip range for it. Because, like, pretty much the only thing most characters can do is deflect it. It's got a very good hitbox. The only problem is that it's unsafe on hit. But doesn't matter if they're unsafe on... It doesn't matter if you're unsafe on hit if the opponent's dead. Alright, Samo letting that cross up, playing a lot more aggressively now. Mifune guard canceling out. Now in desperation. Samo with the 16 slash, taking a round. Both are now on tournament point. Whoever wins this next round takes the entire tournament. Samo's got a bar of meter on deck. Now guard cancel freely. Ops jump in, but doesn't push a button, letting him block the 3C. Not gonna let Mifune abuse that trip guard any longer. Instant dash slice, nice, nice. Jumping into instant dash slice. That's not easy to do. Samo going nuts here. Laying down all of the pressure. Mifune on his last shred of life, but manages to get an anti-air stance B. Blocks the kunais. He can't block another. And runs straight into the 5A. Incredibly disjointed button, incredibly active, and allowing Samo to win the tournament. Keeping his win streak alive. But man, if that wasn't close. I think that's straight up just the closest anyone's gotten in the past, like, year. Jeez. Actually, we've only been doing this for a little over a year. It's like 6 months. Hey. See, that was a good match. Alright, well. Thank you everyone for participating, and for those of you who stuck around to watch Grand Finals. It was a good set. This VOD will probably be up on YouTube fairly soon here. Happy Easter. And I hope to see y'all next week.